The ideal person is expected to enjoy companionship, flourish in social settings, and feel recharged by crowds, conversations, and constant interaction. We're taught that if you don't like having guests over, if you prefer solitude over company, then something must be off with you. You must be flawed somehow. You must require fixing. But here's the beautiful irony. Those who feel uneasy with visitors often understand something deep about the flow of energy, about the structure of the self, about the sacred essence of personal space. They're not escaping life, they're guarding something valuable. They're honoring a truth that the endlessly social, always available, forever entertaining crowd has completely lost sight of. Your home isn't just four walls and a roof. It's not merely a place where you store belongings and rest at night. Your home is a mirror of you. It's the tangible expression of your inner universe. Every room, every corner, every silent nook echoes some aspect of your mind. And when someone steps into that space, they're not simply entering a door. They're crossing a passage into your spirit itself. Think about it. When you come home after a long day of wearing your social mask, playing your many roles, being the worker, the companion, the dependable adult, what are you truly doing? You're returning to your essence. You're removing the disguise. You're lowering your defenses. You're finally exhaling. Your home is the one place where you stop acting and begin existing. And then the doorbell rings. Instantly, you have to put the mask back on. You must awaken what I call the social persona, that version of you that knows how to chat politely, how to smile, how to play the courteous host. Even inside your refuge, you're pulled back into performance mode. Is it any surprise you resist this? Is it shocking that a part of you pulls away? But let's go a bit deeper, because the unease you feel around guests isn't only about conserving your energy or protecting your calm, though both are completely legitimate. It's about something even more essential. It's about how you're designed at your very core. There are essentially two ways human beings engage with the world. Some people draw energy from the external. They're energized by connection, by excitement, by the presence of people. Put them in a crowded room and they sparkle like fireworks. They thrive on the external. The outer world replenishes their reserves. But others, and maybe you're one of them, operate in the complete reverse. Your strength rises from within. You're restored by stillness, by quiet, by the lack of outer pressure. The world beyond your walls doesn't fill you, it exhausts you. And your home, your sanctuary, is where you return to recharge your spirit. Once you grasp this, everything looks different. You're not being cold when you avoid company. You're not unfriendly for choosing emptiness over noise. You're simply respecting the unique rhythm of your own being. A cello doesn't regret not sounding like a trumpet. A mountain doesn't apologize for standing tall. And you have no reason to apologize for craving solitude the way others crave attention. Now, here's where things grow truly fascinating. Your hesitation about having guests might also reveal something deeper about your inner condition. You see, each of us carries what I call the shadow, the hidden parts of our psyche we've yet to confront, the emotions we've buried, the wounds we've ignored, the traits we've hidden because the world once told us they were unacceptable. And when someone enters your domain, especially if you're sensitive, especially if you're aware, this isn't rudeness, it's your mind's instinct to safeguard its balance. Your subconscious knows you're not prepared to have certain layers disturbed. You're still mapping your inner world, and another person's energy makes that process chaotic. Picture it this way. You're piecing together a fragile jigsaw puzzle. The pieces are arranged just right, the image is emerging, and suddenly someone bumps the table. Everything scatters. You must begin again. That's what unexpected visitors can feel like when you're deeply engaged in the art of self-discovery. But there's also another layer that few ever mention, the symbolic one. Your house isn't merely a structure, it's a representation of your soul. In dreams, whenever you see a house, you're actually dreaming of yourself. The mask we wear in society, the polite version of us we display, isn't exactly false, but it's incomplete. It's a survival tool. The living room represents the face you show the world. The bedroom holds your tenderness, your secrecy, your truth. When someone crosses that boundary and enters your home, they're walking on sacred ground. They're stepping into the shrine of your being. And if you're the kind of person who values introspection, who's striving to know yourself and map the depths of your spirit, then visitors can feel intrusive, even if they mean well, even if you care for them deeply. Because the genuine work of becoming who you are happens in solitude. It unfolds in quiet. It thrives when you're alone with your emotions, your doubts, your reflections, your shadows. It happens when there's no audience to impress, no one to satisfy, no expectations pressing down on your soul. And this brings us to something essential. The mask we wear among others, the public face we present, isn't exactly fake, but it's not the full picture either. It's a practical adaptation. Who declared that the perfect person must be endlessly approachable, forever receptive, always eager for company? The truth is, some of us are wired for another calling. Some of us are built to explore depth rather than breadth. Yet, when that mask stays on too long, even inside our own walls, we begin to drift away from the person we truly are underneath. Every time you open your door to a guest when your heart isn't in it. Every time you force a smile and make small talk when what you crave is quiet. Every time you act cheerful while your inner self longs for stillness, you betray your essence. You're choosing the comfort of social approval over the honesty of your own spirit. And here lies the snare. You've likely practiced this for so many years that solitude now feels like a guilty pleasure. You convince yourself something is broken within you. You tell yourself you should enjoy visitors, should be more gracious, more inviting, more outgoing. But who says so? Who created that expectation? Who decided that being constantly reachable, forever open, always ready for others is the gold standard of humanity? The reality is, some of us are wired for another calling. Some of us are destined to dig deeper instead of stretching wider. Some of us are meant to understand a handful of souls profoundly instead of countless ones superficially. Some of us are supposed to spend long, quiet hours in our own company, not from disdain for people, but because solitude is where our truest creation, reflection, and healing happen. There exists an ancient symbol, a timeless pattern echoed in legends and folklore across every civilization. The hermit, the sage, the recluse who lives apart, who withdraws from the noise of the world, who uncovers truth in silence. That figure is not a failure. This figure isn't someone who failed to survive in the world of people. You see, we exist in an age where individuals are drowning in endless stimulation. Everyone remains plugged in, always reachable, continuously reacting to the world's constant demands. The phone chimes, messages stack up, commitments multiply, and people wonder why they feel drained, distracted, disoriented. They've forgotten how to simply sit with themselves. They've forgotten that the spirit requires stillness the same way the body requires rest. When you feel that pull to close your door, when you choose a night of quiet instead of conversation, you're not turning away from life. You're embracing it. You're declaring that your inner universe matters, that your peace matters, that your vitality matters. You're proclaiming that you refuse to sacrifice yourself at the altar of endless social approval. And that, my friend, is an act of bravery. Because the world will insist you're mistaken. Your family might label you difficult. Your friends may call you distant or antisocial. But deep inside, in that raw and honest corner of your being, you already know the truth. You know that when you are alone, you're the most authentic version of yourself. You know that silence feels like returning home. You know that solitude isn't emptiness, it's abundance. The people who drain your energy with their visits, who tire you with their constant presence, who make you perform even within your own walls, they're not villains. They're simply tuned to another frequency. Their rhythm runs differently. They crave what you don't. They flourish on what leaves you empty. And that's okay. Let them chase their gatherings, their conversations, their endless connections. But you have the right to choose another way. You have the right to say no. You have the right to guard your solitude like the sacred gift it is. Because here's what no one ever mentions. The world doesn't only depend on the social butterflies, the extroverts, the forever available crowd. The world also depends on the hermits. It needs the seekers who think deeply, who sit in silence, who wrestle with questions others are too distracted to ask. The world needs those who can be alone without feeling lonely, who find beauty in stillness, who can sit in an empty room and recognize that it's already full. Your unease around visitors is guiding you back to your true essence. It's revealing that you're not meant to drift along the surface, hopping from one social moment to another. You're built to explore the depths. Don't label yourself antisocial, complicated, or damaged. Listen carefully to what that inner resistance whispers. It's reminding you to guard your inner landscape. It's telling you that your energy holds immense value. And when you respect this truth, when you stop wrestling with your own design, when you release the guilt of craving solitude, something beautiful unfolds. You become genuine. You become grounded. When you do choose to spend time with others, you're fully present, not fragmented, not drained, not secretly wishing to leave. You can offer warmth from a cup that's full instead of empty. But to fill that cup, you need stillness. You need breathing room. You need your home to feel like a sanctuary, not a stage. You need stretches of time where no one expects, requests, or demands anything of you, where no performance is necessary, where you can simply exist. So the next time someone plans to drop by and that familiar hesitation rises, don't criticize it. Don't label yourself distant, strange, or unfriendly. Listen to what that feeling reveals. It's telling you to preserve your inner realm. It's telling you your energy is sacred. It's reminding you that solitude isn't selfish, it's holy. You are under no duty to open the door whenever someone knocks. You don't owe anyone constant access, endless warmth, or tireless hospitality. You have every right to keep your space for yourself. You have permission to say, not today, not now, maybe not ever. And those who truly love you will understand. Those who value you will respect your walls. Those who see your worth will never ask you to trade your peace for their comfort. Your home is your sacred ground. Your solitude is your ritual. Your silence is your mentor. And the part of you that resists company isn't broken. It's a compass. It's leading you back to yourself. So close the door if your heart asks for it. Dim the lights. Let the phone go unanswered. Sit in the quiet. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Sense the weight of your body resting where it is. Notice what surfaces when there's no performance, no obligation, no one else to satisfy. This is where you rediscover yourself. This is where you feel whole again. This is where the true inner work begins. And it can only begin in solitude. The outer world will forever shout for your attention, pulling pieces of you away. But the inner world, your soul's terrain, that realm needs shielding. It needs borders. It requires you often to say no to the noise so you can say yes to your essence. This isn't escape. It isn't denial. It isn't fear. It's a return to your origin, a remembering of who you are when you're not performing for anyone else. This is the sacred journey of becoming who you truly are. And if that requires fewer guests, less hosting, and more nights spent in your own company, so be it. Because ultimately you must live with yourself far longer than with anyone else.
You are simply someone who understands that the most vital relationship you'll ever nurture is the one with your own soul. And that bond needs time, space, and silence to deepen. Your house isn't a public hall. Your energy isn't community property. Your time isn't up for constant access. These belong to you, and you have every right to guard them. So when you sense that tightening in your chest at the sound of the doorbell, when someone wishes to drop in and you'd rather not, don't make excuses. Don't rationalize. Don't feel shame. Just respect the truth your body already understands. Sometimes the kindest act you can offer yourself is to close the door, turn the key, and rest quietly in your own company. Because that's where you're most at home. That's where you're most authentic. That's where you remember what's real. And what's real isn't how many people you amuse, how sociable you appear, or how endlessly available you seem. What matters is whether you live in alignment with your own essence, whether you honor what nourishes you, whether you preserve the space where your soul can breathe freely. The hermit carrying the lantern through the night isn't wandering aimlessly. He's discovering his path. And the flame he holds isn't borrowed. It's the fire of his own awareness, kindled in solitude, strengthened in silence, protected from the storm. That same flame burns within you too.